Perhaps one of the most divisive developers in gaming history, Quantic Dream has long been a purveyor of story-focused gaming. And though this can bring mixed reactions, while Heavy Rain and Fahrenheit were praised, Omicron and Beyond Two Souls were not, it is admirable that they have stuck to cinematic gaming since their inception. Detroit Become Human marks their newest IP on the PS4 and explores what it means to feel human emotions when you're a machine. And while some oddities can plague the experience, it is overall a story well worth experiencing, and one which has incentive for multiple playthroughs. In 2038, the world has become dependent on lifelike androids. Whether they work in shops, clean the streets of Detroit, or care for both the young and the old, the androids are there for your every need. But something has changed in these once obedient machines, as deviants begin to emerge who suddenly exhibit irrational behaviour, emotion, and desires. Detroit's story places you in the shoes of three protagonists. Connor serves production company Cyberlife to hunt these rogue androids, Kara, who is a housekeeper for a destructive household, and Marcus, whose quiet life serving an elderly man is suddenly turned upside down. From here, the story can unfold in a myriad of ways, depending on a multitude of factors, as mankind begins to discover these deviant machines. It's not easy crafting such a malleable story, but Detroit does boast a compelling narrative. It does suffer from some quirks common to Quantic Dream games, including some ham-fisted messages, including a particularly cringe-inducing parallel to civil rights movements, and stiff moments. But for the most part, it's an intriguing and engaging look at what it means to be a human, how technology can be both a blessing and a curse, and whether it's human nature to react with violence. It's bolstered by a genuinely likeable cast. Connor is a straightforward, mission-focused android that often gets comical reactions from Hank, his troubled partner, who you can either support or shun. Kara and Marcus are also likeable, with heartbreaking backstories which make it easy to root for their happiness. The acting and mocap performances, while not flawless, are also a cut above Quantic Dream's previous work.
She dies! You hear me?
But the real joy is just seeing how many ways this story can play out. Like Heavy Rain, there's a multitude of factors which can steer your story in a different direction. Permadeath can remove entire sections of the game. Branching paths, which seem insignificant, can alter gameplay sequences completely, and choices made at pivotal points can send the story in a different direction. There's a multitude of ways to end each character's story arc, and multiple playthroughs are a must to see everything. Luckily, it's handily tracked by a flowchart system, which some have labelled intrusive. And while it can be irritating seeing it pop up after chapters with little consequence multiple times, it's mostly handy to keep tabs on what you've missed.
And let your hand drift across the canvas.
It should be stressed that this is not a game for everyone. The gameplay, while more involved than the likes of Telltale, is quite minimal. Characters do get the opportunities to move freely around the environment, solve a small handful of puzzles, and frequently engage in QTE fights, which, if you fail, can also change the story dramatically. But for the most part, players looking for all action won't find it here. The controls aren't perfect, with awkward QTE combos and stilted motion control, and sometimes the game can even come off as a bit mundane, with chapters forcing you to do menial tasks like clean the house. But while the lack of interactivity and some bland chapters do hurt the experience, the story and variables mean these issues aren't as serious as you may think.
Oh my God.
Much like any Quantic Dream game, Detroit boasts a fantastic presentation. The characters, environments and animations are all strikingly realistic, with subtle use of motion blur, giving everything a filmic look. The range of influences can be seen, from the neon-lit strip club to a remote, snow-covered building home to the creator of the androids, but the PS4's power really makes all of these environments look stunning. There's a lot of visually excellent set pieces, such as intensely crowded fights, large-scale riots and snow-covered streets. It's one of the PS4's best looking games to date. The sound is also great, with lots of top performances from the likes of Clancy Brown, Valerie Curry, and Lance Henriksen. Despite goofier dialogue threatening to derail the script, it's mostly well written, and the music, utilising a lot of sci-fi tropes such as synth, is excellent from top to bottom.
I'm going to sober you up for your own safety. I have to warn you.
Leave me
This may be
alone,
unpleasant.
fucking android.
So while Detroit Become Human may struggle to convince those who have detested Quantic Dream's past works, for fans of storytelling and non-linear narratives, it will prove a treat. The sheer number of variables, combined with a strong narrative, keeps you engaged for multiple playthroughs, giving the game legs far beyond its initial 10-hour run. There is admittedly a bigger focus on story over gameplay, and some of the mundane chapters can harm repeat runs, but for the most part, Quantic Dream have crafted an engaging story that's worth listening to.